Well, the massive controversy about Kunal Kamra continues. It's day 2. Now, we've seen vandalism, we've seen arrests, we've seen bail. But what I find really interesting is that it does appear like the establishment is digging its heels in. Let's take a look at what's going on. This is just the latest. Now, Kunal Kamra remains defiant. On Tuesday, amid the growing calls for his arrest and for action against him, he has actually uploaded another parody song onto his Instagram account. Now, he had, as part of his special, put out a song that was a modified version of Honge Kamyab, which talked about how blind faith and violence will lead us all to ruin as a country. He's taken that audio and he's placed the visuals of the vandalism of the comedy club on top of that audio and put it out this morning. And on Monday night, he put out his statement in which he said, "I will not apologize. I believe and stand by my freedom of speech." And he said that I'm not afraid of this mob. I won't be hiding under my bed waiting for this to die down. Now, yesterday, the Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, said that there is a limit to your freedom of speech and you can't go around insulting people. Today, Mr. Eknath Shinde has broken his silence about it. Remember, he was the subject matter of those jokes. And he said Kamra had actually taken a supari to speak against him. Now, supari is old sort of Bombay colloquial language for a hit job where you take money to sort of bump someone off back from the underworld days. And he's basically, so what Mr. Shinde has said is that there is freedom of speech, we understand satire, but there should be a limit. This is like taking supari to speak against someone, suggesting that Kamra has actually been paid by somebody to make Eknath Shinde look bad. And when asked about his reaction to the vandalism, he said, "I don't condone it, but for every action there is a reaction," suggesting perhaps the theory that, I can't control what happens when people get emotional, because one of the Shiv Sena workers who was part of the group that vandalized that, comedy venue, who was then arrested by the police, was on several television shows last night, where he kept saying that I take full responsibility, but we got really emotional and that's what happened. Suggesting on one hand that they can't control their emotions like toddlers, and on the other hand, I feel like it was a veiled threat to all performers that if you make us emotional, we can't control, or no one can control how we will finally react. Maharashtra Minister Gulab Raghunath Patil has actually said, and I'm quoting here, "If Kamra doesn't apologize, we will speak to him in our own style," which is the Shiv Sena style. We won't leave him. We won't tolerate this insult. If he doesn't apologize, he will come out. Where will he hide? Shiv Sena will show its real form. And I want to point out here that this Shiv Sena, the Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena, is part of government, right? Eknath Shinde is the Deputy Chief Minister. He's currently part of government, which means he's responsible, and his people and his followers are responsible for law and order. But maybe here they feel that by being part of government, it means that they can interpret law and order as they please. It's a very interesting grey area that we have sort of entered here. Sanjay Raut has spoken for Kunal Kamra. Kangana Ranaut has spoken against him, and you can find those bites. I'm not going to repeat them. But I want to point out that there are 2 cases that have been registered right now by the police in Mumbai. One is against Kunal Kamra, which was registered by the Shiv Sena. The other is against the Shiv Sena because they vandalized that comedy club. Let's take a look at the status of these 2 things. So the Mumbai police has issued a notice to Kunal Kamra in connection with that case, asking him to appear before the Khar police for investigation or for questioning. Kamra has asked for a week's time to appear before the Mumbai police. Meanwhile, a magistrate court in Bandra has granted bail to the 12 Shiv Sena workers, including their youth wing head Rahul Kanal, who were arrested for vandalizing that Mumbai hotel venue. They've been given bail on personal bonds of 15,000 rupees. And this is where it stands right now. So Kunal Kamra is getting a lot of support online on his social media handles and his YouTube handle. In fact, YouTube has a super thanks feature and it's become very popular on his video. A lot of people now are donating to him, saying that, we will cover your legal fees. For example, one YouTube commenter said, "I hope everyone will put their money where their mouth is and support freedom of speech." Another person gave him, $100 nearly and said that they will come for you. Please set up a fundraiser. We will foot your bills. A third person who gave $5 said this is a dark time for any country. where comedy requires bravery. So it'll be very interesting to see if the establishment, the representatives of the government are digging their heels in this particular case, what it will mean for performers going forward, and what this means for law and order in the interpretation of what law and order means in India.